Beautiful day in the Pacific Northwest, at least over here in Bellevue, and nationwide. So, wearing red for red Black Lives Matter shirt, because educators in Arizona were walking out to protest conditions there in their schools, both for teachers and for students. And so, we nationwide in solidarity are wearing red to support them. It's really important in Arizona for these type of actions to take place because it's a right to work state. And coming from Idaho, I just know what its conditions are like and how there's no real voice and decisions are made about education that don't take into account the perspective of the professionals and those who are with students every single day. And now because of it, you have a massive flight out of Idaho of teachers and people that don't want to work there. And there's a reason their schools are ranked where they're at. And so anyway, so that's going on. I want to support that. But also, it was a beautiful day. We kind of modified some plans and took my classes outside. My race in the U.S. class, have been learning about Ferguson and going through those materials. And so, we had a moment after watching some documentary and looking at some different sources. We went outside and really had a conversation about what, like a lot of these students now, Ferguson was 4 years ago, and so they were either in 8th grade or 7th grade, and it wasn't like something that was on their radar. They weren't watching at that time. It's amazing how recent events may not be on students' radars. They may have heard about it, they may have heard the phrase Ferguson, they may have, seen a little bit, but for most of them, they weren't paying attention. Why would they? They were in middle school. And so it was interesting for them to be able to see footage from activists on the ground and be able to go through and look at all that and, really just kind of talk about like how shocking it all was, it all is. And then we had a conversation about why the Black Lives Matter movement seems to be a big disconnect between that and the civil rights leaders of the past. And it was really interesting to hear students kind of point out different things about, the way everything, lots different, the way they talk, the way they dress, the way they organize, their leadership model, all these things are different, and, why that may be, why, an entire generation learned about the leaders of the past who were executed for doing their work. They were assassinated, they were taken out of the picture, whether that's Dr. King or whether that's Fred Hampton, whatever it may be. And so, it's a different time. And then those civil rights leaders left behind, not all of them, but some of them, used it to get rich and famous, and young activists aren't having it. It's not about them anymore. It's not about, they feel like they left people behind. They left people in inner cities behind. And after, made some progress in the civil rights movement, they took their foot off the gas pedal. And as things continued and stayed bad for other people, the lives of some of these leaders got better, but it didn't get better for most Black Americans and most people of color in our nation. So just nice to be able to go out and outside, enjoy the sun and the weather, and engage in dialogue with students in that environment. It's nice to shake things up and get some tactile and be able to go outside and feel some stuff and feel the sun, and it's just energizing. So anyway, beautiful day. It's nice, and shout out to all the educators in Arizona who are repping how to organize and how to make things happen. We'll see you tomorrow.